Rasulullah.
You also criticize the previous prophets as well, so.
Yeah, now you present me your accounts of prophecy. Go ahead.
Yeah, now we'd like to see people's accounts of prophecy, especially the ones who come up. Let's see how you do.
Okay,
It's going to be some retarded version of
one sec.
divine command by text.
Okay, with Elias's account for prophethood, I honestly, it's a lot better than Matthew's, because then Yazid is not a prophet. This is something I'll look it over. I'll think about it. It's a good account, honestly.
Matthew never said Yazid is a prophet. Matthew never said that.
One second, Hadi, I'm not talking to you. Nobody's.
I'm talking to you.
I'm here to speak to you. Honestly, you're.
I can speak to you if I want, Moshe. Who the hell are you?
Like, this is the third time I'm not talking to you. Bye. This is the third time
Go home.
Represents my position, Moshe.
For real, you didn't understand the nuance.
You asked Elias.
You could consider a prophet somebody who makes a lot of correct predictions. You didn't understand that nuance.
No, look, guys. On
He never said
Elias's account. Look, on Elias's account for prophethood, I appreciate it because it's not just anything.
He never said Ronaldo was a prophet of God.
Just see, I get it, bro. Matthew's account.
Matthew, do you agree with my account?
We literally believe in the same account, Moshe. So you're just not good at tracking. I'm sorry.
Oh, Matthew. So when I asked you what is a prophet, like this is what you meant this entire time, but you decided not to say it.
I mean, ask others. Did they hear what I said?
No, and in fact, when I said I'm talking about Matthew's point, Elias specifically said it addressed me, not Matthew. So it turns out you guys had the same point this entire time.
We have the same meaning. We just said it in different ways. You were specifically focused on, because I told you that if someone refers to themselves as a prophet, we can take a much broader definition.
Okay, no.
We have to see what they mean. If someone is claiming that they have direct access to hidden knowledge, or that they have something for which ought to be followed or obeyed, or if they have an account of some kind of divine revelation, whatever it is, you have to examine what they mean by what they said. Now, in reality, what Elias was getting at was the reality of people who do have some kind of direct or indirect access.
Yeah, and now Yoko's gonna cry in the comments on her dogma. Go cry about it, Yoko.
Yeah, I mean, I invited Yoko earlier. I do hope that she would see some sense, because I think she'd be a great asset. I've told her a number of times, but I think she's just acting dogmatic on things when it comes to science and history and actually theology. I think but if we can get Yoko, to see some sense then on these kind of subjects, then I think that'd be really good.
I'm waiting for Moshe's definition of a prophet. That's what I want to hear.
No, there's two things. It's the definition and the how to know when one's a prophet from an epistemic side. I actually don't know, because even now, even if we apply Elias's definition, which I actually think it's very good, honestly, it's how can I verify that an individual has high conscientiousness?
Yeah, by induction.
Ultimately, there's
by induction. No, it's not a leap. It's an induction.
No, of course. Elias, the moment you say induction, there's going to be a leap. Obviously, you know this.
Well, yeah, then that's just a priori. Everything is a leap. Science is a leap as well. That's considered.
Right. Yeah, science is a leap. No problem.
So
trivial. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a leap in that sense. That's fine.
That's all it is.
It's epistemically justifiable. What's the problem?
So Elias.
It's just an intuition, Elias. I have a feeling. I can't. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything to you, but to me, it means something. Yeah. I think there has to be a way to substantiate a prophethood without that leap. Like God.
No, that's impossible. Are you Himar? Yeah, Himar. Are you Himar? That's literally impossible, because particularity, the very definition of particularity, excludes such confirmation by certain.
No, there's a way.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Of course, there's a way.
No, there isn't.
So you're saying the all-powerful God is incapable of giving you certainty that Hassan Nasrallah is a prophet?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an impossibility.
It's okay, man. I don't worship what you worship. You don't worship what I worship. We have different views on God. That's fine. My view on God is that it's absolutely logically possible for you.
What is your God can go into non-existence as well. That's why.
Moshe,
My
make
God
one
can go into
positive
non-existence.
claim.
What?
Moshe,
Prove it. Prove my God can go into non-existence.
make one positive claim, Moshe.
Yeah,
That's
because
all.
I just did. I just made a claim. I
What's
said
your
it's
claim?
logically possible. Bro, you're not even tracking Hadi. This is why I don't even engage you. Yes, Elias. Yes. I did. I just said.
Yeah, so is
How can you tell a prophet is a prophet? How can you tell a
is
prophet
a
is a prophet?
priori knowledge about particulars possible?
Explain what you mean, Elias. I don't understand.
No, I'm not gonna explain. Is a priori knowledge about particulars a possibility?
Is a priori knowledge about particulars a possibility? Particulars in themselves are not a priori. It's after an abstraction. So no.
Exactly.
Right? And Elias, when I say like explain, it's not that I don't completely track what you're saying.
No, this is
I know what you're saying.
basic philosophy.
No,
This is basic
it's like-
philosophy. The hukam on juz'iyat is never going to be through istinbat.
No, Elias, me asking you may not be because I fully don't know. I literally just said what it meant. It's because I want to clarify that we're on the same page because I may not know. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that if we're having a charitable discussion. Like, I can't believe I even have to explain this to you.
Yeah, because you are affirming a contradiction. I gave you a logical account. No, you are.
Why is it a particular?
Yeah, because Hassan Nasrallah is a particular person.
Why can't someone be 100% certain on a particular?
Yeah, it's an impossibility.
But prove it. Prove it's an impossibility.
Yeah, because how do you know a particular?
No, you need to prove to me.
Yeah, how do you know a particular?
There could be many ways.
Yeah, what ways? Tell us.
Yeah, apprehension of the senses, for example.
Yeah, and that can always be.
Absolutely. This is my point. No problem.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's impossible to gain certainty on
I just gave you one example, bro. Perhaps there's divine light, a type of light that God can give an individual to give him certainty. What's the issue with that?
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah, okay, so this is my point, bro. And wallah, there's nothing wrong with that. You have a different view on God than I do, and that's fine.
No, your God is a himar. Non-existent.
Okay. Bro, listen, no problem. In your model, don't interrupt me. In your model...
No, I'm going to interrupt you. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, you're afraid.
No, you're afraid because at the end, what you want to do... at the end, what you want to do is you want your God...
You have called me Ahmad.
Yeah, because
my view of God, Ahmad.
Yeah.
All I have said, and all I'm trying to do is reiterate what you're saying, and you're afraid for me to even do that. Look at you, bro.
No, because you are now playing debate tactics because you are actually an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
Yeah, you are the one who's actually an atheist. And the only way for you to believe in God is to posit in front of rationalist people, I would get some kind of divine illumination. Okay, how do you know that divine illumination is not from is not from Satan? How are you going to show? How are you going to be sure about that?
What do you on about, Elias?
Yeah.
Elias,
There's no way. Even if I get certainty, even if I get certainty, I'm not going to be sure that it's from the God.
Okay, bro. Okay, thank you for sharing, man. I'm going to explain. Okay. First and foremost...
There is no explanation here.
You're asking me a question. Are you not asking
No, I'm not asking you a question. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
The conversation is finished.
We're finished. Okay, fantastic. Can I add something to the discussion?
No.
Okay, so you are afraid. That's it. Khalas, it's over.
No, you are afraid. You want divine penetration from your Lord. Why don't you go and spend the time in getting penetrated by your God?
Am I afraid? One second, Elias. I want to engage with you. You don't want to engage with me. Who's afraid?
You.
I'm telling you, I want to engage with you. You're running away.
Moshe,
You guys are running away.
they're not running away, Moshe. You're not making any positive claims. You're not tracking.
Pay attention.
You're playing word games and pure
I made a positive.
Yeah, and they're all pure semantics.
So you just said how? You just said I didn't make a positive claim, and now you're easily conceding that I did. You're not tracking, Steve.
No, okay,
We're not even
what
tracking.
you thought was a positive claim. It's still pure semantics. Where you're trying to argue all these little details about
what's my claim?
Yeah, because your whole point is that...
What's my claim?
It's like
because your whole point... One minute, because you're...
Yeah, what's my claim? If you can't say it...
Dude, your
whole point is that you should be 1 minute, CM. 1 minute, man. 1 minute.
What is going on?
Because you are saying that you should be justified beyond any doubt whatsoever to certain someone is a prophet. I don't grant that criteria. I think you just need to be rationally justified.
What is this?
I don't care. I don't care about absolute certainty. I don't care.
Yeah, I do. That's our difference.
See, Moshe lives
Okay,
in a
that's
black
fine.
and white world.
If you care, go get penetrated by your Allah so that you get
This guy
absolute certainty.
has no concept of nuance.
Inshallah, after you get an intellectual orgasm through this penetration, well, please come back. So, we can work, then we can work together to actually establish and give power to these.
What is this?
Because if this much evidence, inductive evidence is not enough for you, then you're never going to get. We'll keep waiting for this intellectual penetration and subsequent orgasm.
Exactly. and if he claims to believe that the Prophet Muhammad is a prophet, well,
one minute, just a minute. Anyone who's calling me Jahannami, just think about what Moshe is saying. That you need to get wahi from Allah to affirm the prophethood of anyone. So, are you all awliya? Did you all get wahi from Allah, personal wahi from Allah to affirm the prophethood? Is that what you guys claim? Is that what you guys believe?
Yeah,
I surely don't.
It's just nonsense. They love the comfy feeling of their mythology. They have no account. I just believe
could not have said it better myself.
And that's what it is. That's what Muslims and Christians are. 99% of them.
See, this
The
is
majority, absolutely.
I might be a prophet myself because I predicted this is where Moshe's conversation was going to go the minute I heard him open his mouth.
Interesting.
Right? And that was inductive, right, Elias? I said, okay, I looked at Moshe's history, and then I realized that this person comes on every room and doesn't establish his position. See, if I go to CM right now and I say, hey, CM, where do you stand on theology? Where do you stand on God? He'll explicitly tell me, I don't believe in God. Or I believe in God, but not the way you do. Moshe makes zero positive claims about anything. All he wants to do is hear you speak. And the more you speak, his brain goes into troll mode to find some sort of semantic fallacy in what you're saying. Exactly. And then he's going to try to ambush you there and detract the whole conversation over
Derails
and
the whole
over.
conversation.
And even when you criticize him that you're doing that, within the criticism, he finds a way to derail that as well. So there's really no...
Neurotics!
And
welcome to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People talking about nothing, wasting all their time.
I know that it's not common
Neurotics!
But this Alexander Legend and Quran PDF is a really intriguing topic for me specifically. And, what the claims that are being made in this article about where the Quran got the inspiration from, where the Prophet got the inspiration from, is something worth learning. And whether or not I agree with Ilyas or Matthew, they pose right now as subject matter experts for me to learn from. So whether or not I agree with it, rather than getting into semantic arguments to prove absolutely nothing, because
Absolutely nothing.
You prove nothing for 1 hour straight. Don't you feel sorry for yourself, man? You didn't, nobody's on your side. You didn't prove anything. All you tried to do is try to make a fool out of Matthew and Elias's positions, and they weren't even discussing that subject.
Yeah, even the traditionalists don't believe you need to get wahi to affirm somebody's prophecy.
There you go. And the thing is, everybody acts like, oh, we're gonna we're gonna know an imam or a prophet a mile away. No. The people who saw Prophet Muhammad called him a sorcerer and a possessed person and all kinds of things, and you somehow sit here thinking you got it all figured out. I'm just going to point him out from a crowd of people and say, yup, that one, he's a prophet.
It's very easy once you have 2,000 years, 1,000 years to develop a hagiography. People right now abuse Imam Khomeini and Hassan Nasrallah, and 1,000 years later they would say, wow, such great people they were, after the hagiographical tradition has developed. But when these people are living next to you, majority of people just say worst of the worst insults on their name. That's just the truth.
Right. And one thing that people should know about Ilyas that I really admire about him is that when he's saying a prophet should consist of XYZ property. He's looking at loads of data, peer-reviewed data that have examined the behavior of prophets, the behavior of society through ancient times. And he's come up with these facts, or he's come up with these patterns. And anytime people ask us, well, how do you know Prophet Muhammad was when I was a hardcore traditionalist, I'd say I look at patterns to see if he befits the image of other prophets. And that is inductive reasoning. You have done it 1,000 times. Now you come on the stage and you're acting like there's an alternative. And every time we ask you, Moshe, what is the alternative outside of what Ilyas is defining for you, so graciously, by the way, you can't answer. Because all you want to do is debate semantics and make no positive claims. And therefore, this argument was already defaulted from the get-go. There was no point to be made, except Moshe's getting a little riled up and people getting upset. And that's it. Right? Now we have Hamid in there, and honestly, after speaking to Moshe, I miss Hamid. I don't know why. I thought Hamid doesn't track, but Moshe, you took it to a new level, brother. I think you two should just get in a room and just have some intellectual, ejaculation together at this point, because nothing you said made any sense to anyone, and you wasted our time. You really did waste our time. So, Elias, tell me about this Alexander legend. Are you saying regarding this PDF that there's a chance that this myth was already existing during the pagan days, during the prophet's time?
It's highly probable that it exists.
Perfect. So, based on probability, you're telling me that there is a notion that Prophet Muhammad didn't necessarily have to get this from an angel in a cave to write it down.
By the way, that angel in the cave narrative is also existing in the prior English lore.
Let's get into that as well. But for the most part, I'd love to hear more. But for the most part, just to help with the confusion that's left this room, we really didn't get anywhere. This 29-page PDF by Kevin, what's his last name? I didn't get it. But what was the aim of this article?
To show that the two textual traditions between the Syriac Nishana and the Quran are so similar that pure random chance cannot be an explanation of their congruence. So there must be a causal effect.
What does that mean for the average Muslim reading the story in Surah Kahf? What does it mean? Does it mean that
it probably didn't happen?
It probably didn't happen. And so the first question people would ask is, why would the Prophet mention it then?
Yeah, to convince people, to galvanize an audience, because Quran itself says, these people were coming to him and asking him about questions, and that's what happens. When you're claiming to be a very high intellect people, the people are not actually interested in, tell us about philosophy or this and that. They come to you and they're like, this thing is being said and we are living in this apocalyptic tradition. So basically they show him this viral meme and they're like, what do you think about this viral meme? And they insist, and it's like, okay, calm down.
So I think there's a sociological aspect to this, right? Because in order to galvanize a group of people, right? Yeah, and the Prophet actually says himself, in hadith literature, that you should speak to everyone at their level, right? And I think one of the things that
we're at such a high level. How do we talk to people at such a low level?
As well as the audience the Quran is, or the Prophet is speaking to through the Quran, is people of a particular area that believed in myths and legends and also had a sense of identity with those myths and legends. Am I correct?
Not only identity, but they were very interested in the apocalyptic traditions that were associated with them. So, the ideas of noble kings and who get great power, this was very common in late antiquity, particularly for Christians.
To pizza or not to pizza? Tis the question.
So what other stories can we relate other than
Jesus speaking from the cradle, Jesus giving life to birds, Abraham getting inspired by celestial bodies. I can tell you where it's coming from. So the Jesus speaking from the cradle is coming from apocryphal gospel traditions, the giving of life to birds is coming from the particular apocryphal gospel on the childhood of Jesus, which is called infancy gospel. The Abrahamic tradition about inspiration from celestial bodies is probably coming from a Jubilee intertextual reference, probably translated from some Ethiopic literature, because it uses the theme of Fitrat Allah allati fatara an-nas alayha. Fatara is a word that's primarily used in Ge'ez, which is the Ethiopic language in comparison to Aramaic. Then you have the Sleepers of the Seven Cave. That particular narrative was extensively used by Syria Christian authorities in affirmation of resurrection, the bodily resurrection, against the Origenists who believe in spiritual resurrection, or denied resurrection altogether. And you have the narrative that's related to Khidr and Musa.
So now we're looking at the Quran in or even the Prophet's words in different layers, right? The first one you mentioned is galvanizing an audience, right? If I want to earn people's trust in any field, whether it's software, whether it's in, philosophy, religion, anything, I first look at the commonalities. And, I don't want to lose my audience by saying something completely obscure like Jesus was not a virgin birth. Because at that point, I've lost the Christian audience because that's sacred to them, right? And then there's also the psychological factor. And then the third level is a parable. There's a lesson to be from the people of the cave of assimilating in society, which exactly was happening with the pagans is why do you tell us to, let go of our, idols and all this? So in that story of the people of the cave, there's this essence of, look, I accept your myth and legend, but listen to the story of assimilation and how bad it is. And whenever someone is speaking on the truth and you have to hide for your lives and God preserves you, all of these are perfect for the early Muslims to start fathoming not to follow their forefathers. Number two, don't fear death. God will protect you. And there's so many different facets. And we're just basically peeling over a new layer that a lot of the traditionalists never really took into consideration, right, Ilyas? Because up until then, we just thought the Quran is a book of history. And, we treated it that way, that if the Quran says there was 7 or 6 or 5 people in a cave, that's that. But the funny thing is the Quran doesn't even confirm that. The Quran doesn't even say, who cares if it's 5, 6, or 7? So it's not a book of history. And God doesn't want you to focus on these unnecessary facts. What he wants to teach you is, first of all, look at the audience it was speaking to. Look how it galvanized the people. Look how it changed their psychological states and made them, more conforming or a better moral society as well. And now we're looking at the impact of the Quran for those people. Right? Now, 1,400 years later, we have the luxury of looking at the historical critical method and, taking a look and seeing how this impacted those people. But we can also take lessons from it 1,400 years later as well.
Woo! Wow.
Basically, yes.
MashaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum. So I haven't really heard anything interesting in about 45 minutes. This is my opinion.
Well, yeah, we had Moshe come here and derail the room for almost an hour.
Derail the room? You guys never even got on point. All you're trying to say is some fucking guy is a good guy and he's not a terrorist. That's the only fucking thing you fucking pieces of shit had to say.
Can you imagine listening to that all day?
No, can you imagine that person is your dad?
Hey son, get in here!
Imagine he's the person you go to for advice.
Worcestershire.
And I was just thinking, imagine that being your internal voice. You're listening to it yourself.
I think whenever every Muslim that ventures into academia has a crisis of faith. I don't know if any of you guys have bothered to see the research, the peer-reviewed articles, the evidence. They're looking at primary sources, and they're creating secondary sources for people who don't have access to the primary sources, right? And you're welcome to look at the criticisms of that as well. You know what? We live in a day and age where if you go ahead and you find a peer-reviewed...
Created by Israel and fucking Egypt,
Dude,
through America.
No
These
war, no
countries.
blockade.
Yeah, right.
Both of them is printing more money.
It's all about the dollar, and I think that's the reason why it doesn't matter as far as Republican or Democrat, because politicians in general come from money, and it's all about where you come from. If you're born in the South, more than likely you're a Republican. If you're born up north, more than likely you're a Democrat, et cetera, but they all come from money, they all come from generational wealth, and they all benefit from the laws and policies that disenfranchise everybody else.
But you should be surprised, Princess. Most of the cities in the United States are blue. Almost all.
Yeah, but what makes this a complaint room? I mean, honestly, you gonna complain about everything all the time in all the rooms about not having enough shit in your life, not having enough money? Hello, I'm talking. You're dominating the stage. You're not a real princess. You're just a human, a woman. Maybe you're polite. I don't know. Hello.
Can't you see my crown?
Or do you just
I'm ready to.
that gets sent to the good?
I'm ready to criticize. I'm ready to contribute and criticize.
What we talking about, man?
But I think the biggest thing that I've learned.
Nothing. Princess just running her script. She's staying out of script. That's what she does.
Script. Is this the fucking guy? What's his name?
Yeah.
I
think the biggest thing though that I've learned is many countries need to roll their sleeves and do the hard work and learn how to be independent. Period. That has got to be the goal. Learn how to be independent and not depend on any country to save you, bail you, whatever, because you're at their mercy. And I think America did the hard work. I think places like China, they did the hard work. And I think other countries need to emulate that. Learn how to do the freaking hard work. Do what you need to do, innovate, grow your people, and build your economy. So you don't have to rely on anyone and be at anybody's mercy.
I know the U.S. has all this tariff shit going on, and, Trump's doing a lot of fuck shit, pissing everybody off. But, in all honesty, when you buy things in the U.S., not made in the U.S., so I feel like we're helping out a lot of countries, right? Because we have...
Donald Trump.
No.
Okay, no.
Don't talk about Donald Trump. I'm sick of that.
I heard they bought the astronauts back.
The what?
They bought the astronauts back.
Oh.
Oh, really? Okay.
That crazy haired lady? You know about
astronauts? No.
Yeah.
No.
I hope the aliens come back, because it would be great to have, I think, some sort of change in what's going on, because I find the world to be very strange.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the world is not.
A human being was absolutely specifically formed, which is a great question. Great question. But to the extent that I jumped in...
Wait, hold on, Kenneth. I got a great question. Why does Benji think he's the puppet master?
He asks great questions, my guy.
Benji playing fucking games. But Benji don't know what to do when somebody else got that motherfucking green bean of power.
I'm not playing a game. I'm just watching it unfold.
Love you, Benji, my guy, my brother. I love all y'all.
Yeah, so what I would say to you, Kenneth, is a complex truth means nothing if the person hearing it can't understand it. A true master doesn't just know, he can translate. So if wisdom is real, then it should be able to reach anyone at any level. Otherwise, was it type of wisdom to begin with.
Yo, Dr. Benjamin, take your shitty ass wisdom back to the ghetto.
You're right. And that's why I always attempt to use my analogies as if I was, not that you are kids, because you're not. I know I'm speaking to men. So I speak in terms of as if I had been talking to a kid, thinking about attempting to explain it to a kid. Because often I'm asked by kids questions that you never, I've coached kids for a long time, so when you've been around them, you're like, what? Why did you ask me that question, bro? So I feel you. But if I had to answer your question, which was the last part of your statement, I think everything is energy. Like everything. The thing, your question, my response, if I've chosen to be deceitful or speak without thought, haphazardly, and lead my brother or sister astray, I've got great responsibility for all those within my earshot. And I've done and said things negative, so I know that I've got great responsibility. And the effect is true. I've seen when I put out negative, it's on the way, bro.
Is that AI, Harper?
And the more you aware of that energy that you put out,
Martha Beckett.
the more you aware of it, the more it come back, more profound in your life. And that's why you should be.
Yeah, James Hollis.
I always urge kids to always treat other people the way that you would want to be treated. Treat them that way.
That's an interesting perspective. Energy is everything, moving, shifting, influence, whether seen or unseen. Some try to control it, some try to understand it, but most, they just move by it without needing or realizing. So I said enough. I'll step back into the shadows.
You ain't said shit, Benji.
Thank you. I knew you'll say that.
Look at me, think this fucking Saw in some kind of horror movie.
Are you talking to me? Or are you talking to yourself?
Yo, you know that snow go. First you open up the peaceful, you live peaceful.
You talking to me, Wisdom? Or are you talking to yourself?
I mean, the puppet is really probably more a metaphor for veils, or toys. Meaning that if you're fully self-actualized, it's like the Pinocchio story. Yeah, Dr. Kid, go for it, man. You got this. You got this, Dr. Kid.
What's happening right now, Wisdom? Do you see the game?
Yeah, kid's fucking Pinocchio, like you. Low IQ is stupid. I'm in Uranus. I'm an astrologist.
I haven't said anything. I'm just the one saying it all, watching the strongest people.
They say when you open up the brick, you see the logo.
Do you disagree with the Wisdom?
What just happened, Benji?
Oh, you tell me, how did all this come about? Who did this, Kenneth? What happened?
When you open up the brick, you see the logo.
We got two guys rapping. What does this turn into, Kenneth?
When you open up the brick, you see the logos.
I don't think the question is what happened, Kenneth. I think it is who made it.
What happened, Kenneth? What happened? You talking about what happened, Kenneth? What happened, Kenneth?
I don't think the question is what happened. I think the question is who made it happen.
Where you at, Benji?
Oh, I'm everywhere.
Said who is holding the concept or not. I'm just asking the best understanding of this within the Muhammad's era and really what happened.
You can be a person, you can be a black woman who knows all the stuff in the world, and you can get in certain circles, but the fact that you're not one of them, you're denied access.
Yeah.
There's
Essentially, a precept would be like if I give you a positive command, insofar as you're capable of doing what is required of you, you're bound to do it. I mean, it's not. It's kind of like when. Here's an example. Paul says, you know, he who does.
Yeah, it's Do you know this song, Josh?
Is it, one second. Is it?
King of Nineveh and Israelite ever anywhere at any time in the Bible?
I haven't studied the king of Nineveh.
Okay, thank you. He wasn't.
You understand? I do know that at the time Yahushua was speaking. I do know that at the time
Was the Queen of Sheba an Israelite?
I do know that.
Let you know for sure.
Oh my god, I always wanted to do that in psychology, but no.
What's up, wisdom philosophy?
Hey, my other name was supposed to be Philosopher King, but they never shut up. So.
Why does it say add back?
I hate all these niggas!
Oh yeah, I'm adding you back. I love that.
Don't trust the new niggas over there. Leave.
I hate all these niggas!
I love you too.
I hate trolls. They're so annoying.
I hate all these niggas!
And I hate
Sounds
you.
like a Boondocks character. I love it.
I hate all these niggas!
You're my favorite.
Tell those nigga hoes down the street to turn that fucking music down!
Oh
my god. Oh my god, I want to watch a show with him.
Do it again. Do it
I
again.
want to watch a show with him in it. I need it.
Would you tell those nigga hoes down the street to fucking turn that music down?
Turn your music down. But I don't know. When I'm told to tell somebody turn their music down, I tell them turn their music down.
Now I can't stop imagining the fire hydrant open on a nice sunny day. Back when we couldn't go to pools.
I hate all these niggas!
What were we talking about before? That?
Hold on.
My neck.
My back.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Not finishing the rest of that sentence. Lick.
My
Pussy.
and
My
crack.
Why and I thought you wasn't gonna finish it. I didn't. You said you weren't gonna finish it.
I'm telling you all finished it.
You technically kind of did.
I technically kind of didn't.
You kind of did though.
But Justin took my line, so he did.
Bro, something smells so good.
Does not hear you.
I thought it was you. She's the one who said it.
Go away. But now it's something else.
I hate all these niggas!
It's like someone else I know.
Jesus fuck, really? Really, Zelaya? Really? You know what?
Who smells like onions, Zelaya?
I hate all these niggas!
Why you gonna do him like
Zelaya,
that?
who smells like onions?
You don't know him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's foul. I'm gonna tell him you said that.
Oh no.
I want to know him.
You shouldn't be mad because I just, I covered for him.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that too.
I hate all these
Why is somebody sweet his head?
Are you awesome?
Huh?
I'm just like Marianne. Stop it.
Hey!
That's not nice.
He does not sound like me.
That was something that you would do.
Okay.
Wait, can I record it so it can be my ringtone? Can you say it again? Please, 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 please. No? Okay. You should do it when you least suspect it. Which is why I'm going to be recording the whole
Ah! Hey! Oh! This!
But they're going to have us giggling and talking over it.
Nah, you gotta have the one where he's kind of like singing it at the start.
So let us say nigga. Oh, say it.
No.
Say it.
Ah! Hate! Oh! These!
Reoccurring just keeps coming back.
Coming back.
Oh my gosh. I just think people are a little bit bold for me, but hey.
Ah! Hate! Oh! These!
Oh, that was him came up here to ask.
Hey, what's up, you crack ass cracker?
Ah! Hate! Oh! These!
He said he hate niggers.
When he said that?
When he came up here.
Came up here.
I didn't even hear nothing.
Yeah, he was screaming it. I hate.
I hate! Oh! These!
You went out. You went.
So we went. Hey man, you need a hug or role model or some shit, man. Therapy or something.
Crunchy butt.
Freaking song! All the freaks come out tonight!
Yeah. Where you at, motherfucker?
Y'all had a meeting before y'all decided to disperse from these streets.
Freakaholics Anonymous!
That's Daryl.
Hey, Daryl, where's your little bird? And your other brother.
I hate! Oh! These!
Okay, we just
It's going to get played out, bro. You gotta come with
you
me.
know,
You about to get moved.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
talk some shit. Hey, talk some shit so I can fry your punk ass.
Talk a lot of shit. But
I just came from a room called I Hate All These Niggas.
Niggas? He won't say it. He won't say that.
He gonna get blood.
N-word.
What's up? You drunk? How many beers you had?
I've been drinking for 24 years straight.
That's what, you got some cocaine too.
I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Damn, improv. This is about the hour because y'all go on stage at about 10:45 and have to entertain the people till about midnight.
I'm at Madison Square Garden this Friday night, 10 p.m. Tickets are $4.20 a pop.
You can't see
He's talking like Richard Pryor. That's what he doing.
I lit myself on fire smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. You had a bunch of cocaine too.
More cocaine than we even knew what to do with. We were throwing it around like fucking Santa Claus.
You fucking Marlon Brando in the ass.
What?
Oh shit, dude.
What is going on?
Don't turn into one of those, man.
No, that's what he said. Richard Pryor said.
Oh man, you guys need to listen to Daraj.
And everything in your world has been acting according to
Can you see your veins?
your assumption.
You don't even fuck with Daraj. Call yourself Pan-African American.
And we all have to wake up to this fact one day. And as you begin
Daraj gotta go to fat camp.
that will
there. Do me a favor. So you
take control of your conditions, which in return will help you to take back control of your life.
It's a terrible Richard Pryor.
That you think and you feel, because the things that you think and you feel are the causes of the conditions and the circumstances that you are experiencing right now. Welcome to the secret law of attraction. We're just gonna take this time to do a quick reset. Take a deep breath, settle into a comfortable position, and allow yourself to relax completely. Let go of any tension, and as you listen to these positive messages, allow them to gently speak to your subconscious mind. Trust that these words are planting seeds of peace and renewal. So when you wake up, you'll feel deeply refreshed, inspired, and ready to embrace the new day with clarity and calm. If you're ready to dive deep into your transformation, visit the link pinned at the top of the page and check out the Book Your Transformation section on my website so you can schedule a one-on-one session with me so we can create a personalized plan that aligns with your goals and your deepest desires. Let this process be a part of your ongoing transformation. Let's get it. If you only knew your power, if you only knew how strong you are.
This is like somebody who don't want to read a book.
You could change your whole situation right now.
Don't you know the power of the rise?
It's our limited beliefs that hold us back.
The super secret power of the rise.
And it's not your fault. 95%